thing on? It is on. So, I'm going live to discuss this person that I've been friends with for about, I'd say, like at least a year. I'm not her friend no more because me and other people agreed that her and her husband are drama. But I wanted to put this out there because at the same time, I feel so bad for this little boy because he is almost 7 months. And it broke my heart when she got pregnant, when she found out the gender of the baby. She told me she don't even want the baby no more. She just wanted a little girl, and she said she was gonna abandon her son. Wait, let me see. Is this? Oh, is this Chase? It is Chase. Here you go. So, but what she said got to me really bad. I got so pissed off. I made a post on my Facebook how inconsiderate she is because as a new mom, she only just had this baby in 2022. As a new mom, you should never underestimate what gender it is. You should never tell a person that you want to abandon that child, that you never wanted it because it's a boy. When I saw that, I was in so many tears. I broke down, and the I was gonna tell her husband's aunt what went down because I was so afraid this baby will be abandoned when he's a little bit older and that she would give up and she's not going to do the right thing and raise this baby just because it's a male baby. You got to love it either way. It don't matter if it's going to be a girl. You can't be selfish enough to ask for a little girl because everybody knows it don't matter what gender it is as long as if it's a healthy baby. Because with me, I didn't care what I get. Like when I was pregnant with my son, I always dreamed of being a boy mom. And I love being a boy mom. And trust me, it's a little bit hard at some point because I pawn off my kid to my family. But at the same time, people are going to say that I've always wanted to abandon my son. I never wanted to abandon him. I always thought about open adoption, and that's not abandoning my kid. Because an open adoption means I can still be his mom on the side while he's adopted. And I had two people willing to adopt him, and that was my aunt and my parent. And I wasn't gonna be surprised because at the same time I knew she would love to have that baby more than I did. But at the same time I'm a good mom and I love my 3-year old. But at this rate, it is so sad to see some hurtful person talk so down about their unborn child that they just had, like in 2022, and he is now 6 months, about to be 7 months. And you know, if if the husband's aunt noticed or sees anything she says and or do, all the threats she's making towards people helping her, that's where everybody draws the line. And I believe the husband would be drawing the line to a threat being made to a friend. Because, it doesn't take long for people to notice that she is getting to this point where she's frustrated and aggravated that people are just telling her what to do. At the same time, you're being told what to do because you're a new mom. We don't care what you want and think and what you gotta say. It's what we gotta say. Because I'm 22, about to be 23. I've been a mom for almost 4 years in advance. I've raised my son for 3.5 years. It will be 4 years on July because he only has, I'd say, till May, June, July. 3 months. 3 months. He'll be 4. And I'm excited. At the same time, I feel bad for her. I feel bad for that baby. That he has a horrible mother who don't care. Like, I think the husband understands why she gets upset. And she wants a little girl so badly that she's being a spoiled little bitch of a brat. Like, I'm not gonna deny that I'm saying that, but she's a bitch. And nobody's her friend anymore. Nobody wants to talk to her. No, the nanny of that baby don't even want to be the nanny no more because of how stubborn she is. Because literally she's pawning off that child to everyone. Like, she just can't get a break, and she don't even want that baby. She's been trying so hard to abandon that child, and it just makes me sad to see this boy, you know, end up without a mom and a dad. And I see her videos where she's laughing and having a fun time with the baby, but in the end, this boy ain't okay with it, cause I heard that your babies can feel your emotions if you're angry and can hear what you say even though they're in your belly. Because she might have told people that she never wanted the baby, and I think the baby heard. And keep in mind that babies can hear everything you say. So whether you're talking shit about it or you say you want to abandon it, they can understand what you're saying. And then they'll remember all of that till they grow up, to the very end. I could have mentioned that to her, that the babies can understand what you're saying if you talk so negative about it. But like the negativity and all the shit that she said about this boy just broke me down. Like, I get a message saying she didn't want the baby. She said, I don't even want it no more. I was hoping for a girl, not a boy. And then she said, who knows, maybe I'll like it whenever it's born. She said it. Like, uh, who calls their baby an it? It it has a name, and you named it, and she said it instead of the name. It, until it's born. Like, that, it's not a fucking toy. It's not a fucking animal. It's not an it. It's a baby. Say once the baby is born, not once it is born. I don't say that. Shoot. I wish I didn't. Like, I never called my baby an it. I had a name for him. I told myself I'd pick a name. It'd either be Aiden, Aaron, Skylar, or Grayson. And I chose Aiden first. And then I wanted to change it. Then I put Aaron Jr. and I changed it. And I was satisfied with Grayson. And then I had to choose a nickname. So I was gonna say Grayson Aiden Mike and Grayson Aiden Rocks. No, that don't match. Grayson James Rocks didn't match. Grayson Michael Rocks didn't match. So yeah, there's some things people can say. Totally fine. And it was so disappointing to hear such bad sayings about this child, because at the same time, she said, she called it an it. Like, it's not a real thing. Like, she never wanted it. Like, when you call your baby it, you're just being more hurtful, and the baby can understand what you're saying. When you're calling it an it, that's where that don't make no sense. You should just call it by its name that you gave it. Like, we all know there is a name given. Like, you give your child a name, you call it by its name. And then you don't tell me the name afterwards if you're calling it an it. Like, I'm not her mother. I'm not his mom. And I'm nothing to these people. Because they're so fucked up in the head that me, Michael, and the others think that it's so wrong for them to treat this child like that. I don't like when he does that. So, my son just said the bad word, but I don't want to yell at him for that. But at the same time, we don't want their drama, their toxic behavior, and their bad parenting skills, because we realize, even like, they're bad parents. Yeah, they really are. Like, me, Michael, and everyone, at the same time. Hey, can you watch your language, please? But at the same time, their language and what they're saying and their language towards this boy, and when they said you should never curse in front of a child, which I never do. They said they will never curse okay, Gerson. They said they will never curse in front of their baby, when they have one. So I agree. You should never curse in front of your kid, which I do not. And yeah, she curses in front of her son. The husband does too, and he is almost 7 months. And at the same time, she says she will never be like that. She will never be that type of parent that curses. Yeah, I think there is reasons to believe that your language actually also made my son into a bad person, because your behavior and all the stuff you're doing is actually going towards my son, but also your son, because at the same time your son will start learning the languages you say, and it is a bad habit. At the same time, it's a bad habit that me and my dad curse, but at the same time we don't care. But I care because I'm not trying to curse in front of my son, which I'm not going to do that. However, it's a bad habit towards him because he does it a lot, and especially to me. But she has no respect for anyone, not even herself, not for her kid. So when somebody wants to help her, she calls them a bitch. And I want to show y'all what was being said. I'm not going to show you the name, but I want to show y'all the post. It says, "I'm sick of people telling me how to raise my child. Bitch, this is my baby. I carried him for 9 months." Okay, so little rundown. Nobody cares you carried him for 9 months. Because you know why? You don't know anything about raising a child. Neither does everybody else. So you should never fucking say that. Because at the same time, you have so many good people helping you. You got your family helping you, friends helping, and you don't even want it. You don't even want help. Because you're saying this, but people are trying to help you. And if your family finds out you're saying this, and when they're trying to help you out, that's where they draw the line. They will get child services on you because you're acting out and you do not want your child. Because when you say something about an unborn child, saying you don't want it because it's a boy and you just want a little girl, yeah, here's a saying. Once you say that, and just because you named it, don't mean you still love it or love the baby. Because at the same time, if the family found out that you said it to a person, they can call child services to be at the hospital, and they will take that baby away from you and make sure you don't have rights to see it or have it because you're irresponsible. And the irresponsible behavior for a parent to say such horrendous stuff about a child being unborn, saying, oh, they don't want the baby because it's a boy. Yeah, don't say that to somebody, especially towards me of all people, because I can be a bitch sometimes, and I will throw hands. I don't care if you're pregnant or not. I will throw hands because I will hit you, even though you're pregnant. I will make sure you're hurt before birth, like before giving birth. Like at the same time, I'm saying this as a person. I will hurt you, even if you're pregnant. I will throw a punch because you do not say that to a person, because people will start bullying you and threatening you, harassing you, and want to hurt you. Basically, punch you in the face until you bleed. They don't care if you're pregnant or not. They don't care if you're pregnant or not. They will hit you, and they will do what they need to do to put that in your head, that you should never disrespect your unborn child just because it's a boy. You should enjoy being a boy mom. It's much easier. Don't be selfish enough to think it's okay to act out just because you didn't get a little mini me. Because even with the little boy, your husband gets a little mini me because he gets what he wants. A little boy who looks exactly like him. Where you gotta take responsibility on taking care of this little baby, even though it's a boy. Like you gotta put that baby first before yourself. And I see so many videos of her worrying for herself instead of that baby. And that baby is always being pawned off, and she's more worried about herself, worried about her drinking habits. Like, she can't even breastfeed, even if she tried. Like, She can't even do that. So she's drinking alcohol while she is being a parent. So she's not looking out for her baby. You know, she's eating first and then she gives her some food afterwards. And it and she doesn't even feed the baby every 3 hours. You know, she does this thing where she coasts like she only feeds it morning, dinner, and lunch, and then he'll take naps. So she doesn't do that 3 hour or 2 hour of milk and food. She don't do that. She does it like a regular person does. And this baby has been starving when he was a tiny little baby. He don't even look like he's gonna grow because he looks so skinny. And I have a picture of him because at the same time I feel so bad for this boy. He don't even have no muscles in his bones. Like he don't have no fat at all. When he was like 3 to 4 months, like he looked so skin and bones, and you can see his spine, and you can see his rib cage. She wasn't doing a really good job feeding him every 2 to 3 hours, and she wasn't giving him enough milk. No, she has these tiny bottles that only do 4 ounces, and then she doesn't even try to put cereal in it to make him feel better, like have enough in his belly. When she could be going to the store and getting 8 ounce bottles of uh, Dr. Brown's 8 ounce bottles, or asking somebody if they have the Dr. Brown 8 ounce bottle or a bottle in general. Well, no, she don't do that. She don't even try. She's like, oh, she has everything at the house. No one cares if you have everything at the house. You probably don't. You need more items. You need a bassinet. You need a camera. You need a humidifier. A bottle warmer. Um, a bottle sanitizer. So basically, bottle washer. So you can wash your bottles and sanitize it. You need you need nipples. You need Dr. Brown's colic bottles. You need everything that's provided, even after C-section. You need some stuff as well by Meta. You need breast pump. You need everything. You don't need to just breastfeed a child. You can also breast pump, which she doesn't even ask anyone. She don't even ask if a child, if somebody's got like a rocking swing or a tummy time play area or little toys that nobody's using or none of our kids are using. She don't even try and ask. She's saying she can do it all by herself. Her husband and her didn't get nothing for freaking baby shower. They only got like a few things that they have on the registry, and then everybody was like, you have to buy everything yourself. Like she don't even have a stroller. She has an old ass car seat, and I'm pretty sure she don't have enough food for the baby. And I'm pretty sure that boy is gonna be starving eventually, even though he's 7 months almost. So it's ridiculous, There's other people out there who's helping her, trying to get her started, trying to make sure she has everything. No, she doesn't try to ask for help. She's acting like this is all about her. Now, I know she probably watches my stuff, but I don't care. Alright, go pee. I'm not a maid. I'm a maid now. This is ridiculous. Okay, Grayson. So, like I was saying, because at the same time, I feel so bad for this boy because he has a very abusive mom. Because when she said all that, that's like abuse. Like you say, you want to abandon your son, that's abuse. You're neglecting that child. And if you're trying for a baby girl, that's also neglecting your child. And that's when your kids are going to get taken away because you cannot have another baby, even though you have a almost to be 7 months old. And, the family of the husband will also agree that it is not right to have another baby when you just had that one. Now, it's not up to my decision, but she needs to go on birth control or or her husband's just going to divorce her because even he probably don't want another baby because I get messages from him when I ask if he's ready for another baby. He's like, "No, I just wanted one." She wants more when he doesn't. And then the funny thing is that I was being told that she been using her husband just because of the size of his wiener. So because it's so small, they haven't had sex at all. After her son was born, they never had, any type of thing. So that was the only time they had sex, just to get pregnant. So that's all she wanted was to get pregnant, to have her little girl, which she never got. And once the baby was born, a few weeks, maybe a month after the healing was done on the C-section or whatever, they were able to do anything sexual. They didn't. So somebody told me that she was not pleased by the size of his wiener, and she bought toys, so big dildos, vibrators, something that he can't please her. So when he wants to have fun with her and do foreplay, basically he's holding it. She's like, no. So she's doing everything herself. She don't want him anywhere around her or doing anything with her. That she rather have her toys. So she has been pleasing herself with her toys instead of her husband because she thinks small wieners are unattractive and not pleasurable. And at the same time, I think that's why she married him, because she thought maybe, oh, he had a big wiener. No, he does not. I dated him, and I didn't even mind the size. To be honest, big or small, it takes care of everything. Like, big or small takes care of it all. How you ever want to say, big or small, the dick takes care of it. The dick pleasures all. The dick pleasures all. Big or small dick pleasures all. And I guess maybe she didn't get the memo that it was going to be small once she married him. So I guess maybe she thought it was a big one. But it's not. Because, one, I love dating a guy, even if it was a small wiener. Because back then, I really didn't care about sizes. I still don't. And even if it's big or small, even now, it can still please a woman, and it still pleases me. I don't care how big it is. If it's small, good. I don't need it to be bigger. If it's like a 4 inch, good. You know, more pleasure. Because one, you don't need to worry about a big penis because that's not really something you want. Like many women don't want that, and I don't care what I get out of a man. So, big, small, whatever. And at the same time, I wanted to put it out there that she has her ways of, she, I think she's on her way to a divorce because I think the aunt of the husband is gonna find out eventually what the wife's doing to the nephew of the aunt, to the nephew, the one she's married to, which is the aunt's nephew, which makes husband and wife. The girl I'm talking about, husband, the husband's aunt, that's his aunt, that makes the aunt that makes nephew. Anyways, um, so I think the aunt's gonna find out eventually why she married him, and then a divorce is gonna happen, and then the child's gonna be taken away to child services, and or given to the husband, and then all he needs to do is find a new wife and to take care of the baby. So, you know, I was being put in that place with him whenever she was getting the help at the hospital, which, by the way, you don't need help if you're going through postpartum. Sorry to say that. You need to deal with it or not. Because if you can't deal with it, you're not ready to be a parent. That's all I'm saying. And I dealt with it. And I was doing everything by myself. So I dealt with it. I didn't even get help. You know, I knew what I was doing. At the same time, I can't blame the baby because the baby has such a horrible mom, and he needs to be taken away from her and the husband, because at the same time, I want this child to be more safe away from them than to be near them, because, you know, there's some things I don't want this child to witness, and especially what they do to this child. So I don't know. There are some things I just wish this child would not see, because their parenting skills are at a zero. Like, they have no, like, they have zero responsibility. They can't raise themselves. Like, the husband has not once taken care of himself. He doesn't even have a job. She doesn't even have a job. She's not even working. She's a stay-at-home mom. And I told her this: you don't have to be a stay-at-home mom. You need to get a job. And she's like, she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I'd be like, I worked, and I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I mean, I stay at home, but I'm not a stay-at-home mom. My son goes to school or daycare while I work, or somebody's watching him while I work. So now that I don't have a job, I'm a stay-at-home mom on the weekends, and on the weekdays he's at school. So other people are caring for him while, you know, I'm at home doing something, or just playing games, or just resting, because usually I'm at the weekend where I'm so weak that I can't freaking get up. So, you know, I'm still trying to look for a job. Trust me, a stay-at-home mom is something I'd be doing on the weekends when I don't have a job. Because usually on weekends, I usually don't work on weekends when I worked at Wendy's or McDonald's and stuff like that. So I was able to get weekends off, seeing how I don't have nobody to watch my son. And I was able to call sick to watch him. But yeah. Stop. Get it off. So I just want to put it out there that she really needs some help. And I want to discuss it because at the same time she's acting like a narcissistic abuser. And it's not kind of fair for the husband to witness such a narcissist little bitch. But at the same time, she's going to act like it, and she needs all the help she can get. Basically parenting help and help in general, like therapy. So, or go to prison and see how it feels, because for one, I think she needs to get arrested, because if she said such shit to me about she wanted to abandon her baby, you can go to jail for that, because you're saying such a horrid shit about your child, saying you want to abandon it. People like that can go to jail, and just because the baby was unborn, you can still go to jail after it's born, because if you're saying such crap, you can end up in jail. And she should be in jail because she's not ready to be a mom. You know, the baby may be almost 7 months, but she needs to start acting straight, or that baby gets taken away. And I know the husband's aunt is going to think about that, because the husband's aunt is almost at her end of her ropes and does not want to help her or her nephew raise that baby. Because I think she's at her end of the ropes where she's going to call child services or DCFS to take that child away, or she's going to do it herself and take liberty and file custody to take that child away and raise that baby of her own. Because if they can't do it, she may do it. Because, you know, she raised her nephew. Maybe she can do it again with the little baby. So, yeah. I don't know. I might delete this video, but at the same time, I want to keep it to tell you guys that it's not right for her to be such a cunt about it. You know, being a parent is not that hard, especially being a boy mom, like a boy mother. Like, you're raising a boy, and I always dreamed of being a boy mom, and she should love being a boy mom. Apparently, she doesn't. She's trying for a new baby. She's hoping for a girl this time. And I feel so bad for the little boy, because he's going to be neglected once the baby is born. So if she ends up getting pregnant again, her anger issues is what gets people's blood boiling. Because I know the husband's aunt is at that breaking point where she thinks it's not ready, that she's not ready to have a second baby. And then she has been telling the wife that her nephew, who is married to this girl, that he is not ready to have any more kids, that that's going to be his only child. And then I think this girl is at this point where she just says fuck it all, and said if he's not ready to have another baby, then she's going to go find another partner and have a baby with them. And this is the funny part. I think she may end up asking Michael. So she ends up asking Michael. Yeah, that's where I draw the line, because I'm a being Gonzalez student, so I wouldn't, I wouldn't go ask somebody to get you pregnant just because your husband's not ready for a baby, for another baby. Because, honey, there's some things about me that you do not want to know. As I can fucking fight. And I can lay hands. Like, I can scratch your face till it bleeds. So if you get near somebody that I know, or love, or care for, yeah, I'm gonna fucking scratch the hell out of you. Because, like, not everybody knows this. I can fight. And I'm like a cheetah. So I have claws. It will hurt you. So back away. If you plan on asking somebody to get you pregnant, if it's somebody that we know, back off. And if you plan on asking Robbie, back the fuck off. Because even Robbie couldn't get me, even Robbie got me pregnant, and yet I had miscarriages. So wouldn't be a surprise. I would have told my family that I had miscarriages, but at the same time, I think they probably already knew with all the weight gain. So I think they already knew I was pregnant. They just he never kicked me out, because once I mentioned that I've been on my period, that I had blood, that's when I knew I had a miscarriage, like 3 times. And all those times didn't go too well. And then one of them actually came out and didn't survive because it was a 26-week-old baby. And he was only 3 pounds, 14 ounces. So yeah, there's some things that people don't know. I kept secrets like that, but at the same time, who cares? It's a secret. Now it's out for the world that I had a baby, but it died because I didn't know it was gonna come out a little on the early side. So it was a NICU baby, but at the same time, at least he's in heaven. At least he's looking down on his brother. You know, at least now we know that he will always be remembered. And if you guys wanted to know his name, it was Jackson. So Jackson. Jackson. That's how I spell it. Jackson. So yeah. But there's some things about her that I don't understand. Like, you wanted to have a baby. You're so stubborn. You wanted a female baby. But you got a boy baby instead. Be happy. You got a boy baby. You're a boy mom. Enjoy it. Let it last. Like, enjoy being a mom to a boy. You know, don't go to all these lengths to have another baby just because you just had a boy. Like, you know, your husband's not gonna agree to having another baby because he told me that he was not gonna have another baby. That this was gonna be his only child. Like, he said he always dreamt of having a boy baby. Like, when me and him dated back then, he always said that he would love to have a baby boy. He always dreamt of having a son. Well, look what you got. A son. So be happy. And be happy that you got something out of it. You got a son. You don't need a girl. You don't need a little girl. You don't need a daughter. Yes. You don't need a daughter. You don't need a mini-me. Be happy what you got. You got a son. No daughter. Enjoy it. Let it last. At the same time, I feel sorry for myself because I'm talking so shit about her. But at the same time, I'm not sorry because she needs to understand that there is a limit to what you say to people. And I'm so sorry for myself that I have to talk so badly of her. But she's the bad person. She is a bad person for telling me stuff that she wanted to abandon her child because it was a little boy. At the same time, don't talk to me like that. If you're gonna say such shit about your baby, your unborn son, don't talk to me. Don't. Like, to that point on, I have a son, and I'm so grateful to be a boy mom, and I'm so happy. Like, You know, I always dreamt of being a boy mom, and she should be happy too. You know, she wasn't happy when she found out she was going to have a boy. She was more upset because she wasn't prepared. And she's not ready to be a mom of a boy. So she wanted to abandon the baby. And I felt so sad because in my head, I was like, oh my God, if she does abandon this baby, and if she puts it in the box and leaves it on the streets, somebody was going to get it. And then it broke my heart because if that baby was abandoned, the mom abandoned the baby, and I saw it, I freaking raised it because at least I know how to take care of a kid. And if she wants the baby back and she made a grave mistake, I'd be like, no, you did this, own up to your mistakes. And then there's some things I don't understand in people. Like you want to abandon your kids and you want to abandon your home and you want to abandon them and tell people that you didn't want them because you didn't have a daughter. Like you should be happy you got what you got, a son. And, you know, that boy is so grateful to have family like that. You know, a good mom. And, you know, my son's so grateful to have a good mom. He has good people in his life. He has 2 wonderful nannies and 2 parents. And then my family loves him. So, yeah, 2 nannies and 2 parents. I don't consider her or her husband as nanny and parent because I did. But I took them off the list, and I have 2 parents and 2 nannies. I used to have 3 nannies and 3 parents. Now I don't. 2 and 2. So Grayson's lucky. So instead of like being that type of person, I gave him 2 nannies and 2 parents because at least he's loved, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there that she's such a horrible mom, but she should understand this. That being a mom, you gotta have help. You know, it don't matter if you carried that baby for 9 months. You need help. Like Like, you don't call people a bitch just because people are helping you. You know, you asked for help, you asked for advice, that's what we gave you. You come to me in my freaking messenger on Facebook. You said, how do I get my son to sleep? I need help. I don't know what to do. It's stressing me out. People are there for you. And don't message me if you didn't want help. Like, if you're messaging me for help, that's what I'm giving you. Don't fucking threaten me and your fucking message and your fucking Facebook saying better watch what I say just because your husband's aunt corrected my misspelling of grape juice for water. Grape water. Grape water. Grape juice. Because at the same time, I can't spell. And I'm so sorry you misunderstood. Because I was not trying to offend her. I said thank you for helping me correct myself. And I usually call it grape water. And I asked her, does it help relieve to go to sleep? And then you made your reply as, better watch what you say. At the same time, I took it as a threat. And that's where I will call DCFS. So if you're gonna threaten someone, threaten a mom who gave birth 3.5 years ago, that's where somebody draws the line. Because you did not threaten me. Because if my family saw that, they're gonna get pissed and they're gonna get in contact with your parents. Tell them what you said. Tell them what you're posting. And then your kid's gonna get taken away from you because you do not talk shit about other parents and saying such horrid stuff. Like threatening me, you don't threaten me because I will get child services on your ass and I'll make sure that child gets taken. I don't care because I draw the line with a threat. Anyways, guys, you take care. I love all of y'all. Happy Easter. Easter's tomorrow. Happy Easter Eve. Take care, you guys. Love you.